Hey guys, I'm NiceMark. 4 years ago I released a video about some secret blocks in Minecraft, and later on it became a mini-series. However, since then a lot of things have changed and many of them disappeared from the game. I went through the old blocks and have the updated list for you guys here that I'll show you today. All the commands are going to be in the description. Let's start. And yes, you do need access to commands to spawn them in. First up is the door half block. You can still use it and you can jump over it. It doesn't matter which door you use, the command is going to be the same for all of them. Very simple block, but there's more interesting stuff coming up soon. The second secret block that I have for you today is the piston head. Of course, it comes in both of the piston variations, the normal one and the sticky one. The commands are slightly different for both of them. What's interesting about it is that the redstone doesn't do anything to them and placing a block behind them will cause them to break. Unless the block you place is another piston. You can also mismatch them by placing a normal piston behind the sticky piston head, for example. You can also spawn a short version of it. Farmland is a pretty basic block, but did you know you can't get it in survival? Silk touch doesn't work on it, but you can still give yourself the block and place it down yourself. Fire is also anywhere you want once you get access to a flint and steel, but there's something interesting you can do by changing the block state to make the fire upside down. As long as there's a block under it, it will burn just like a normal fire. The fifth block is actually not just one block, but rather multiple similar things: flowers, grass, and other tall plants. You can use the setblock command in Minecraft to have just half of it, the bottom or the top. Did you know that the top half is shorter than the bottom one? You also can't use bone meal on the grass, but it still works fine on the flowers. Probably the most mysterious block in Minecraft, the moving piston block. Once you place it down, it's gone. But at the same time, it's still there. You can't see the hitbox of it, but you can't place blocks there either. You can freely walk through it, mobs can see through it, but they won't walk through it. You can't break it without commands, and fluids won't flow through it. I'm surprised you can still spawn it in, considering how strict the commands have gotten, and you can't set values you aren't supposed to anymore since the new update. Next up is a very simple one, but could be great for creative builds: a furnace that is always lit, but doesn't need to smelt items to stay in that form. Next up we have the group of portal blocks, also very straightforward. You're simply spawning in the blocks without actually having to build a portal. And the end portal gateway block has a beam coming out of it for a while after you set it. You can spawn in stems for pumpkins and melons. If you set the age to 0, it will actually be invisible and have a tiny hitbox. After a while it will grow on anything and it will grow pumpkins or melons just like it normally would. You can use setblock TNT with a small modification to it. The developers called the tag unstable, which changes a small detail about it that brings back the old version of TNT. Back in the old days, if you misplaced TNT, you had to detonate it to get rid of it, or use shears to defuse it, if I remember correctly. In 1.13, you can't use shears, so if you place a block like this and want to get rid of it in survival, the only way is to activate it. Here's a group of redstone devices that you can place in your world: a lamp that is always lit without having to be powered, a powered comparator, repeater, redstone dust. You can also place floating redstone torches.
And
finally you can place just half of the bed. The bottom part of the bed is useless though, since you can't sleep in it. But you can sleep just fine in the top part. I guess it makes sense. Sleeping with your legs on the bed while the rest of your body is on the cold floor isn't a good idea when you can just do the opposite. And these are all of the secret blocks that I have for you today. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you might have noticed that the blocks are pretty old. I've pretty much covered all of them in the videos that I made years ago. But a lot of them were patched, so I decided to make a video with the updated commands you can use in version 1.13 and up. If I missed any secret blocks, let me know in the comments. I'll also be looking for other blocks myself, and if I find anything, I'll make another video. But so far it seems that I've covered most of them. There really doesn't seem to be much room for new ones. Anyway, this is basically it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.